Hey, just as we're getting started, I want to bring to you the major market shift that's happening. That's why you signed up, or why you wanted to look at what was going on here, and kind of the effect that COVID's had on our marketplace. And I've got a couple of things to go over there with you. Just as we're getting started, for those of you who tune in a little early or right away, I've got a one of my favorite jokes that I've read here recently for you. I've spent 20 years performing maintenance on limos, but I've got nothing to show for it. That's awesome. Nothing to show for it. Chauffeur. Okay, nothing to show for it. And something else, I was talking to a guy today, and he shared this quote with me that I really liked, and I put it on my page, so you may see it out there for friends. A clear conscience is a man's softest pillow. A clear conscience is a man's softest pillow. And of course, that is my goal, to have a super soft pillow every single night. And I want to make sure that as we start talking about these numbers, that I'm sharing them with you, that I'm communicating them to you clearly, effectively, and that you really understand them well. So if you have any questions, I'm going to turn on the comments here. I can see any questions that you might put in there. And most of the people that are going to watch this video are going to be watching it not live, going to be watching it after the fact. And so if you put any comments on there, I'll be able to see those and interact with you then as well. And you can always message me or give me a call. I failed to put my phone number on there again. It's 217-257-0098. So that's my number. A couple things I want to talk to you about. Get ready for a fast evolving market. This guy is from the National Association of Realtors. His name is Yun. He does all the financial forecasting and everything for us. In this article, he talks about the pent-up housing demand during these state shutdowns that we've experienced is about to be unleashed as many coronavirus-related restrictions to daily life are lifted or relaxed and consumers return to the real estate market, says Lawrence Yun. He's the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors. And that's something that's really important. I mean, you can see that right now with the restaurants. Now that they can have outdoor seating, they're full. You know, there are a lot of people going out to them. And that's probably what's going to be happening here. In fact, he shares a couple of really interesting statistics with us. And as I go through some of these, hang in there, because I've got a couple of charts that I want to show you. So it's not going to be all numbers, but charts, so that you can get an idea of where our market is and how the pandemic affected our local marketplace. And so I've done the research. I've got the accurate numbers to show you those things. But he mentions here that mortgage applications are defying economists, that's the right word, economists' expectations, rising 54% since April. The Mortgage Bankers Association reported last week mortgage rates for 30-year loans have broken through record lows 3 times in as many months. So that's amazing, right? So that's going crazy. So those are some numbers I want to talk to you about. Here's something I want to talk to you about too that kind of gives us an idea. I'm not sure which one to start with. We're going to start with the months of inventory, because that really gives us an idea of where our market is today. Months of inventory is just kind of it's a running number. So we'll never run out of houses completely. There's always going to be something that's there. But it gives us kind of an idea of the balance between supply and demand. And that's really what it is. So for example, if we've got 100 houses on the marketplace and we're selling 25 a month, we have 4 months of inventory. Okay, what does 4 mean? Well, anytime you get to about 5, maybe 6 months of inventory, that's when you're going to hit and switch from being in a seller's market to a buyer's market. Sorry, I've got somebody coming in on another thing. Happens to me all the time. I don't know how I don't get these things shut off. I apologize. But anyway, anytime we hit 5, 6 months of inventory, we're shifting where the sellers have control and they can be a little more aggressive on price, to where you've kind of got to pay attention to what the buyers are saying, and you've got to make price changes there. So where are we now in Quincy? I will show you. I think this is the button. There it is. Makes me small, puts the chart up here. Now take a look at this chart. this breaks it down. Again, all this data is from the Quincy Association of Realtors sales from the period of 6/1/19 to 5/31/20. So basically 12 months through the end of May. And when I was comparing actives, I looked at everything that was active, including those that have an accepted offer, but they're contingent show. Okay, so I got that out of the way. That's where I pulled it. I'm looking just at Quincy residential only. And you can see down here, under 80,000, we're at 3.4 months of inventory, right? So in 3.4 months, we will have consumed all of the available homes at the $80,000 price point. And you can see it just kind of stays low until we get to the 250, 350 spot. It bumps up to 5.7, which is kind of that transition where we're transitioning from the sellers being in control to the buyers being in control. And then as soon as you get over 350, and again, those are the stops that I picked, right? It might happen at 325, it might happen at 311, might happen at 337, right? But I just picked a couple of breakpoints where I see them. And as soon as you get to 350, now we're up to 10.3 months of inventory. Once you get over 450, you're at 16.8 months of inventory. So you can see these, the higher end of the bracket in Quincy, residential sales is definitely a buyer's market. But basically it's a seller's market, and that's why houses are moving really quickly. You're like, man, I see a good one and it's gone. This is why. That's why, because the sellers, it's a seller's marketplace right now. And if you want the house, you got to jump on it. You got to go get it. So let's take a look at the next chart that I've got for you. What has the impact been on the Quincy market? I failed to put the numbers up there, but I know where they are. Oh, nuts. I don't know if you can see. All right, I've got to figure out how to make this work, so hopefully you can still see me. Don't worry, I've got 3 monitors, so I can see all of this at once. But, okay, so here are the exact numbers, and this is interesting. So when you're looking at 2018, 2019, 2020, I'm just looking from March 1st to May 31st, kind of the couple of months that we've been shut down. And new Quincy listings is in blue. The red is sold Quincy homes. Again, this is residential, Quincy only, from the Quincy Association Realtor MLS. I don't pick up for sale by owners. I don't see any of that stuff in this particular data. So this is the easiest way to go grab it for me and look at it. If you look at 2018 and 2019 on the blue, you can see they're almost the same. 224 and 231 are the actual numbers for those 2 blue ones. And then 2020 is actually 215. So as far as homes coming on the market, we caught up to it. The first 4 weeks of the COVID shutdown, the first 4 weeks, there were 90 houses listed in 2019 compared, or 90 residential, generally houses, listed in 2019 compared to only 49 in 2020. So that was a huge difference. Maybe 55-ish%, something like that. And then we built back up to about 70%. And now you can see we've basically caught back up. And so now we were talking about months of inventory before, supply and demand relationship. And now you can see our supply now is almost the same as what it's been the last couple of years. But our demand is the red. And you can see the demand is down. 187 is 2018, 180 is 2019, and 148 is 2020. So basically we're averaging about 183, and then this year we're at 148. So that's going to put pressure on it too, because we don't have as much demand as what we have supply, and then that just kind of exacerbates. It's got to be a word. There's got to be a way for me to flip this back. This issue, which is our Quincy residential months of inventory. So anyway, I hope you found that enlightening. Hope you found that helpful. Give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you. This is a great time to put your house on the market. As you can see, they're moving. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye.